Hello. So I love watercolors, and this one is specifically about flower painting, which I think is a great topic for watercolors for all sorts of reasons. Charles Reid. And this is clearly not a new book. I think this is from 73, 76, 79. All right. But one could also say that watercolors have not changed too much over the centuries that people have been painting with watercolors. I'll try to stand a little less in the light. So they talk about different kinds of brushes that are available, different kinds of palettes. But in this sense, we have so many different plastic options and plastic easels that it's better, don't go by what he's offering in here. Just take a look on your favorite art site and see what kinds of different things they have available nowadays to be able to help you out. So he's talking about drawing flowers, how there's different kinds of pens available, to talk about drawing the contours of the flowers, doing shading, ink and wash contour drawing. This is a style that I happen to personally love. The ways of holding the brush to be able to get the different kinds of impressions that you're looking for, ways of delivering the paint, wet on wet. Now I do say on this portion, with the wet and the strokes, it would be really useful to see this in color versus seeing this all in black and white. So it's a shame to have only black and white images for some of these images and how the results look. But we talk about making broad strokes, making connecting strokes, different values of light to dark. And for this part, it makes sense that to have it black and white, because then you really get a good strong sense of the darkness of the vase versus the lightness of the flowers there, and the values in shadow. But I also think it would be really useful to show it in black and white and then to show it in color to be able to get a sense of how they relate to each other. Values in strong light, highlights and accents in reflected light. And now finally we do have some color in here, but I think it would be nice to have some color in the previous sections to be able to really illustrate the issues. So composition, how you put together a scene, how to arrange them to make it pleasing to the eye and keep you engaged in the picture, establishing the values of dark and light. And then they have color and composition, but it'd be so nice, instead of just saying raw sienna, to have little squares of color there so you can see what he's actually talking about. All right, Queen Anne's lace, and the sun, and the way the sun comes through the window and strikes different pieces. Flowers and stove. It's also fair enough to say that we are getting art in his style, and he clearly has a specific style. So if this is not the kind of stuff that you're interested in painting, then it's probably better to get someone else's book that is in the style that you're interested in. But if you enjoy this style of art, then it's great to hear from a person who paints that way and to get some direct advice about how to create those kinds of paintings. I mean, these are not extraordinarily detailed. I really enjoy this style, but there are going to be people who'd rather do a much more detailed style, and also people who'd rather do a much more abstract style. So this is somewhere in the middle, we'll say. So very pretty use of colors. Like, I really like this a lot, but some people out there may not like that, and that's okay. That's why there's lots of different books out there. I think that is just so pretty with the use of the shadow in there and the dark edges. Alright, so now he's talking about techniques. Direct painting, so he draws out the design and then starts working in the different sections. He talks about what specific colors he does and how he's approaching this. How he adds in the table, he adds in the other details. So I enjoy reading these descriptions. It's fair to say that you could go on YouTube and watch someone doing step by step, but sometimes it really helps to see different stages and be able to see it static while you're reading a description to get all the details about what happened to get to this thing. And again, I really like that a lot. So the things in this book call to me directly, which is part of why I enjoy this book. Then you add in the spatter to give it some life and a sense of the light dancing around the scene. Talks about dry brush, and I really love the use of colors in there. Using opaque watercolors, making some crocuses, wash over wash, So we get a number of different kinds of flowers shown here, forms, and they are all in his style. So, you know, that makes a lot of sense. We're getting his personal style on this specific topic, flower painting. And I really like it when books do this versus some of the other books I have that try to be very global, we'll say, but then they end up just, you know, if let's say he did a global book on how to watercolor paint and then all his examples were flowers in this style, then other people might be grumpy. But he made a book on watercolor flowers in his style, which is perfect. So I prefer this kind of book, so you really know what you're getting and what style you're getting, and you can delve into it well. Slender petals. Forsythia. I was just out today doing a photography of forsythia because they are so pretty. So this is just a beautiful plant. Diffused forms. Doing apple blossoms. So you get a sense of the flower without putting in every last detail. The color and the shape. Compact forms. Radiating forms. These are daisies. So to me, these paintings that he does are just so serene and relaxed and lovely. I enjoy them a lot. You know, you get a sense of the vase, you get a sense of the other objects, but every last little detail isn't drawn. It gives you something as the viewer to participate in, to fill in moments of the scene. These, again, just so pretty to me. So, if these are the kinds of paintings you're looking at making, then this is great inspiration and advice from a talented artist. And then we got lighting. So we talk about side lighting. Backlighting. And then top lighting. And diffuse lighting. So let me know if you have any questions about flower painting and watercolor.